Zenyatta has a lot of ground to make up. Zenyatta, if she wins this, she'll be a super horse. She's starting to pick them off though. Zenyatta gonna hook to the outside. Meanwhile, it's Colonel John Summerbird in the red cap. Zenyatta's come to the outside. Zenyatta coming flying on the grandstand side. Giro Ponti on the inside. Summerbird is right there. This is unbelievable. Zenyatta.
Hello, it's Bob Pandolfo on Monday, July 17, 2023. Going to talk a little bit about computer handicapping. Oh, by the way, welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is Power Pace, my thoroughbred handicapping videos. I'm going to talk a little bit about computer handicapping, picking long shots, and handicapping route races in general. I'm going to show you a race from last Wednesday, July 12th, at Parks. Now, Parks is a track that is basically what I would call a sustained track, so closers do pretty well there. It has a pretty deep and tiring surface. Not a very fast track as far as the times. But here you can see in race number 2, a filly named Serenetta won and paid $94.80, won from off the pace. And here's my system, Formula Pro. I always tell people with Formula Pro, this is version 4.8, which is the latest. I always tell people, make sure that you sort in route races on stamina. And ability is can be a good route figure, but stamina is what I tell people. That's going to give you horses that close well and that can finish and have some late power. Serenetta was ranked first on stamina, and it was also ranked first on race distance, but she was tied with the one horse. So, you may say, wow, that's unbelievable that I actually picked it on top, but I'll show you why. And I want to, talk a little bit too about why you have to be careful. This is the nice thing about computer systems, all right? So this horse was right on top. Now, if you were handicapping this off the past performances, okay, you're going to see Serenata here. People might look and say, oh, well, she only has 1 win and 21 starts. But you have to be careful about that, because this is a non-winners of 2 race, $7,500 claimer. So you're not going to get a bunch of killers in the race like this, So, that's the thing. And this is the reason why, people use computer systems. One of the reasons why is you can catch long shots like this that make sense to the algorithm. I designed the algorithm, and I designed it to come up to know how to come up with these horses. But I want to show you something that if you look at this horse and you look at this race, it all kinds of makes sense. Let's look at some of the way the horses finished in this race. Right, this horse was racing okay, then got claimed, and then just as you can see, he was going backwards the last 2 late pace figures around 50. The 2 horse. Looking at Lightning, recent late pace figures on dirt. This is a turf race here. 58, 62, so about 60. I'm looking at I'm taking like a basic average. Here's Serenetta. I'll go back to her in a minute. This horse is a front runner who always goes backwards. Over here in the slop, she did earn an 87 late pace figure, but that was a sloppy speed track, and she shook loose. If you look at all her other late pace figures, 56, 36, 47, 35, I mean, she's the horse that she usually loses a lot of ground. And of course, this is not a sloppy track when they raced this day, so she didn't look like she had much of a chance. Incomparable is one of the few horses that has some late pace in recent races. This race, we're not going to use the 77, that's a turf race. But here we have a 71 and a 65. So, basically in her last 2 starts, she averaged like a 67 late pace figure. Excuse me. Here she was like at a 58, but she showed some improvement on her late pace figures. We can see Pop the Champagne is not too bad. The last couple of races averaging like about a 72 for late pace figures, but then 63 here for those 2 races. This horse is not good at all. It doesn't have good late pace. And this horse is like a 63 or 64. So then you go back to the horse that won this race, Serenetta, and look at her recent late pace figures. 74, 75, 77, 82. Even if you use the last 3, which she's averaging like 76 You throw in the 82, she's averaging even more. And as you can see, most of these horses are in the 60s. And she has 4 straight races where her late pace figure is better than anything in this race. And you can see in her last start, she made up a ton of ground. She made up, 14 lengths from the first call to the finish. So, the signs were there, and obviously my system picked it up, and she, a nice $94 winner. Now, so I want to show you something else too. I want to show you how you could combine these systems. If you go back to the first race at Parks, the horse that won Tilza. So let's look at my systems, Power Pace and Formula Pro. Here's Power Pace, ranking it on speed. Tilsla's right on top. Now I told you that Parks is, a track, it's a sustained track where horses that finish well tend to do well. And if you saw it on late pace, Tilsa was second with a nice 99. Tilsa's pace figure was 90. It was not bad, so she doesn't come from the clouds. And overall, she had the best overall set of figures. She's ranked, she got a 3-point edge on speed. And if you look at Formula Pro and rank on, now this is a sprint, so we're going to rank on pace. And Tilsa was ranked second. But notice here, remember I was saying it's a sustained track. She's ranked first on ability, first on stamina. She's tied for speed, and she's second on pace. So she looked good on both these systems. One picked her on top, one picked her second, basically. She has the closing kick. So, if you were combining these two systems, and I do this myself, you probably would have had this double. You just took the top 2 from each system and crisscrossed them in doubles, for instance. In double paid $203.20, because you have the favorite in the first race that paid $540 to this $94.80 winner, Serenetta, that was picked right on top here by Formula Pro, as you can see. So that's the thing with computer handicapping. Don't, you have to be careful not to let it throw you off. When you see that it picks a horse that pays $94, the horse isn't going to look like a killer on paper, but there's a reason why the algorithm, put this horse on top. I mean, it made sense too, the way I designed the system. Now, what I do with these systems in Power Pace and Formula Pro, for instance, are a little bit different. I want different looks. One of them averages 3 races. One of them averages 2 races. Formula Pro averages 3 races. Plus the algorithms are different. This way, I want each system. I don't want the systems to pick the same horse in each race. I want different looks. This way, if I'm playing a pick 3 or a pick 4, or whatever, any kind of exotic, I can put together a ticket that makes sense where I've got coverage with different types of horses. And these systems too, especially like Power Pace, this system here, this really will show you who the obvious, very strong favorites are too, which is really helpful when you're putting together tickets. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. Parks is a sustained track, so you have to make sure you look at those, the way a horse finishes, even in sprints, because that's the kind of track that it is. But anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's free, and that's important. This way I can keep doing the videos. And good luck.